The intricate dance of power in King's Landing during the tumultuous events of Game of Thrones saw the Tyrells, hailing from the fertile and prosperous Highgarden, engage in a complex and often subtle game of political maneuvering, their arrival initially appearing as a strategic alliance with the beleaguered Lannisters, yet quickly revealing a calculated ambition to exert significant influence over the capital. Marjery Tyrell, with her carefully cultivated image of compassionate queen and her adept manipulation of the young kings Joffrey and Tommen, skillfully navigated the treacherous waters of the royal court, leveraging her popularity with the common folk and her intimate relationships with the monarchs to subtly guide policy and consolidate Tyrell control. Meanwhile, the formidable Olenna Tyrell, a master of political intrigue, wove a complex web of alliances and manipulations, exploiting the weaknesses of her opponents, particularly the paranoid and self-destructive Cersi Lannister, while simultaneously cultivating relationships with other key players, such as the enigmatic Littlefinger, all in pursuit of Highgarden's strategic objectives. Beyond their mastery of courtly politics, the Tyrells wielded significant economic leverage, their control over the vital food supply of King's Landing providing them with a silent yet potent weapon, capable of influencing political decisions and even holding the capital hostage to their demands. Yet, their carefully constructed edifice of power ultimately crumbled before the unbridled ruthlessness of Cersi Lannister, who, in her desperate bid to retain control, unleashed the devastating destruction of the Sept of Baelor, obliterating Marjery and Loras and shattering the Tyrells' carefully laid plans. Thus, the Tyrells' legacy remains a complex tapestry of political acumen, strategic alliances, and ultimately, a fatal underestimation of their adversaries, leaving behind a cautionary tale of the unpredictable and often brutal nature of the Game of Thrones, and the ever-present danger of unchecked ambition. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and also click on the notification bell to remain updated. In the sun-drenched, fertile lands of the Reach, where golden fields stretched as far as the eye could see, House Tyrell reigned from the ancient stronghold of Highgarden. Their wealth, derived from the bountiful harvests that fed much of Westeros, made them a power to be reckoned with, but it was their cunning, their subtle mastery of courtly intrigue, that truly set them apart. Olenna Tyrell, the Queen of Thorns, was the spider at the center of their web. Her words, sharp as thorns themselves, could cut through any pretense, revealing the true intentions of those around her. She understood the Game of Thrones better than most, her mind a labyrinth of plots and counterplots. Her granddaughter, Marjery, was a rose in bloom, a vision of beauty and grace, but beneath her gentle smile lay a keen understanding of human nature. She knew how to charm, how to manipulate, how to whisper sweet words that could sway even the most stubborn of kings. Their arrival in King's Landing, during the chaotic War of the Five Kings, was a masterstroke. They offered their allegiance to the Lannisters, providing desperately needed food and soldiers, yet their support was not a simple act of loyalty. They were playing a longer game, seeking to entwine themselves in the very fabric of the capital's power. Marjery, with her calculated sweetness, ensnared the cruel young King Joffrey, becoming his queen and subtly influencing his decisions. She understood the power of perception, of presenting herself as the compassionate ruler, the beloved figurehead. When Joffrey met his untimely end, courtesy of Olenna's subtle poison, Marjery swiftly shifted her affections to the young, impressionable Tommen, becoming his confidant and queen, further consolidating Tyrell influence. Olenna, meanwhile, navigated the treacherous currents of the royal court, her sharp wit and cunning cutting through the lies and manipulations of her rivals. She understood Cersi Lannister's paranoia, her self-destructive tendencies, and used them to her advantage, subtly undermining her authority. Their control of the food supply became a silent weapon, a hidden power that could bend the Lannisters to their will. King's Landing, reliant on the Reach for sustenance, was at their mercy. They could starve the city, or feed it, a potent form of leverage in the Game of Thrones. But their carefully laid plans, their intricate web of influence, were ultimately undone by Cersi's unbridled ruthlessness. They underestimated her desperation, her willingness to burn it all down. The destruction of the Sept of Baelor, a fiery cataclysm, consumed Marjery and Loras, leaving Olenna alone, a thorn stripped of its rose. The fall of Highgarden followed, a swift and brutal end to the Tyrells' reign. Their legacy, however, lingered, a testament to the subtle power of manipulation, the strategic use of alliances, and the ever-present danger of underestimating the madness of those who sought the Iron Throne. They were a reminder that in the Game of Thrones, even the most beautiful of flowers could be crushed beneath the weight of ambition and vengeance. The mention of House Tyrell and House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 2, may have audiences wondering which side the noble family of Highgarden is fighting for. The Dance of the Dragons has divided the realm into the Black and Green factions, with prominent families like Stark, Lannister, and Baratheon joining the forces of either side. There are still houses that haven't been explored in the TV series, however, including the Tyrells, who played a prominent role in Game of Thrones with notable characters like Marjery, Olenna, and Ser Loras. On the House of the Dragon timeline, Season 2 takes place roughly 170 years before the events of Game of Thrones, so the Tyrell characters who are around evidently won't be the same ones audiences are familiar with. It's important to note that they share the same region as House Hightower, making the Hightowers' rising prominence and connections to the Iron Throne potentially threaten the Tyrells' rule over the Reach. The Hightowers are technically bannermen of House Tyrell, but their military strength and wealth during this time make them a clear rival, causing tension. It would make sense for House Tyrell to align themselves with their allies from the Reach, creating a unified front with House Hightower, but they instead decided to remain neutral during the war. The Tyrells don't feel like they have anything to gain from either side, but the implication is that they don't want to support the Hightowers as they'd like to see their rival family fail. House Hightower's history dates back thousands of years, and Oldtown is one of the grandest cities in Westeros, while the Tyrells have only had control of Highgarden since Aegon conquered Westeros. The Tyrells are a subject of controversy in the Reach, as House Gardner previously ruled the region as a kingdom until Aegon the Conqueror united the continent. Aegon selected House Tyrell to replace them as the ruling house despite House Florent having a better claim. It's also revealed in House of the Dragon Season 2 that Aelry Florent is Alicent Hightower's mother, meaning the Hightowers and Florents could have been aligning against the Tyrells in subtle ways for decades before the show. House Tyrell remaining neutral might be their response to their rivals' actions. In House of the Dragon Season 2, Alicent Hightower declares that the Tyrells must be taken in hand, their bannermen are wavering. While the Tyrells themselves aren't participating in the war, many of their vassal houses have declared for different sides. Some have joined forces with the Greens in supporting House Hightower, while others declared for Rhaenyra Targaryen after swearing fealty to Viserys years before. There are soldiers for the Reach fighting for both sides. With the houses divided as such, conflicts between vassal houses have been seen before in Game of Thrones. In the north, House Bolton betrays House Stark to claim power during the War of the Five Kings. In the Riverlands, House Frey does the same to House Tully. These inter-region rivalries are quite common, and one of the benefits of reading George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire book series is that the novels go more in-depth into how each minor noble house contributes, or doesn't contribute, to the military causes of their ruling lord.